It's organization. I know, it's not the most exciting answer, but it is the best answer. Because not only will organization make your editing easier and more efficient, it'll also make it better.
Let me explain. No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
As an editor, you are responsible for compiling and reviewing everything. Every video clip, sound effect, and graphic element, all of which can be combined in a near infinite number of ways to create a near infinite number of videos. And then, using your judgment and technical knowledge, you have to trim and assemble it all together into a polished piece. That can be incredibly intimidating. If you have more than a few assets, it's almost impossible to keep all of them and their potential uses in your head, let alone where you save them to the desktop. This is where organization comes in. Folders, names, bins, markers, and labels, they're all there so that you don't waste time and energy remembering what folder that soundbite is in or what part of the take you're supposed to cut to next. But it also goes beyond that. Think of a well-designed information infrastructure like a second brain. Yes, it can offload taxing tasks like memory recall, but it can also be used to offer a new perspective. Tools like keywords and tags allow editors to assign and sort clips by custom groups, giving us a way to uncover parallels and juxtaposition from clips that were never meant to go together. To quote Tony Zhao, co-creator of the essay channel Every Frame a Painting in an algorithm-friendly way, organization is not just some obsessive habit. It is literally the best way to make connections that would not happen otherwise. If you ever wondered how documentaries like Voicemail from Strangers and Life in a Day string together narratives from thousands of unique clips from all different people, it's tools like this that make it possible.
So that if you wanted to search for a chicken, then you could find every shot with a chicken in it in case you wanted to do a montage of chickens. We haven't done that one actually. We've done watermelons.
But asset organization is only one part of the equation. How you approach the process of editing is equally important. If asset organization is a way to curate thinking, then workflow organization is a way to streamline it. Editing is not a single monolithic task. Like most things, it's a bunch of smaller, different tasks. Each one, while related to one another, requires its own skill and thought process. And this is where an editor's workflow can become difficult to untangle. If you go about putting a piece of footage on the timeline, and then tweak the audio, and add an effect, and adjust the color, your brain is actually performing a bunch of separate tasks in rapid succession. In essence, this is task switching. Now, there's a lot of research out there on the productivity cost of task switching, and it's all pretty damning. It's more likely to introduce errors, makes it difficult to achieve flow, which is a concept for another time, and it takes longer to complete the tasks rather than if you had just done them one at a time. So instead, editors work in passes. They'll lay out every clip in an assembly cut, then do a pass to trim it down to a rough cut, and then add sound effects for the whole sequence, and then music, and so on and so forth. This way they batch their work, so they don't have to switch their thinking from moment to moment. But just like asset organization, workflow organization can go beyond this. There's a concept coined by Freddie Wong, co-founder of the production company Rocket Jump, which he calls editing at the speed of thought. Its idea is to streamline individual actions, to make the act of editing as fluid and natural as thinking. As he puts it, for the editing process to be truly emotional and reactionary, you can't be deciding a cut point and then breaking your focus by clicking around your program to select the tools to drag your footage into the right place. This kind of friction sounds insignificant, but when you're performing hundreds or thousands of actions during extended editing sessions, getting the software to cooperate with you adds up in time and energy, just like poor asset organization does. So if the act of editing and the act of using the editing software start as separate tasks in our brain, the solution then is to come up with a workflow that erases those distinctions. Part of that comes from muscle memory and gaining a familiarity with a software. But another part comes from making the process your own, developing your own shortcuts and researching tools that help you go from idea to action. And of course, there are plenty of more practical applications for organization, most notably as a built-in form of communication between collaborators, like an editor and their assistant editor. But I wanted to demonstrate how it could be used to elevate the art form, not just team communication. Now, you'll probably have noticed that I haven't given you any concrete examples on how you should organize, and that's intentional. The way you organize should be suited to the way you work and the way you think. No one system will work for everyone. It's supposed to be your second brain after all. So, if anything, I hope this video inspires you to, well, to get organized. Yeah, that's all I got.